Okay, so welcome everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. We are talking about just what the screen says, pregnancy and essential oils. So we are starting a new series, and it's a 6-week series. My name is Robyn Stoetzel, and Kristen Spangler is joining us. We'll tell a little bit about ourselves here in just a second. But our 6-week series, what it's all about is really walking through each stages of pregnancy. So tonight's talk, what we are going to be talking about is, even before pregnancy begins, what should we be doing to prevent any complications, or, giving ourselves the best chance to have the healthiest pregnancy. So just to give you a little bit of background, so my name is Robyn Stoetzel. I am a nurse. I am a holistic nurse. I am a certified aromatherapist. I also am a gold leader in Young Living, which is a wellness company. It's been around for 25 years, and the whole mission behind Young Living's company and mine personally is really to change the way people are viewing and managing their health and bringing them solutions to getting rid of all the chemicals in our life. And we'll talk about why that's important, but really just to live at the most abundance and wellness that we can. So the reason that I got into educating others about the importance of living a whole wellness life is because my son was affected. He had symptoms at a very young age. We'll talk about this a little bit throughout the course of the night, but at 3 years old, he had eczema all over. He had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease, and he had a lot of learning things that were going on, sensitivities to the environment. And long story short, what we found out was it was his environment, the toxic chemicals in his environment that were causing the problem. So once we cleaned up his environment, we cleaned up and got rid of all the chemicals that I was exposing my son to, and it turned his health around. And so why I'm really passionate about teaching tonight's course is because I wish I would have known what I know now before I even became pregnant. So I'm super excited to be here with Kristen, and Kristen is just going to share a little bit about herself as well, and then we'll jump right into talking about what we need to do.
Thank you, Robyn. So my name is Kristen Spangler, and I am a certified birth boot camp educator. I've also been a doula before, and I took that and kind of channeled it into education. I am also a Young Living executive leader on Robyn's team. So a little bit about my birth background. I have 3 children, ages 7, 4, and 18 months. They were all born at home, but all very different births. And with my oldest, with my husband's a chiropractor, and we decided we wanted to go the most natural route possible. So we had a home birth, and after he was born, I really just loved learning all about pregnancy and labor and birth and supporting women. So I became a doula, which was great, but the on-call life just was not really working. It wasn't as beneficial for my family as I had hoped it would be. So I took that love of birth and education and the whole holistic picture, and I became certified with a company called Birth Boot Camp that's out of Texas. And so I have been teaching birth boot camp classes since 2014, and I have sort of tied my Young Living business into that because I believe that it's a picture, a whole picture. So if we're wanting to go the most natural routes for different things like pregnancy and birth and with our children and all that, it's not just in one area. We need to incorporate that in all areas of our lives. So I am super passionate about educating people on how to plug in different holistic ideals and, especially with Young Living, there's something for everybody. So plugging those products and oils into each part of their life.
Awesome. So as we get into that, we always have to throw this disclaimer out. So this presentation, we are not doctors. This is just for educational purposes only. Of course, through pregnancy, you always want to consult with a physician, and your natural health care provider before starting anything. But just know that I really encourage everybody to do your own research, become your family's own advocate, and do what's best for your family. You know, I always tell people, if their doctor is not in line with what their family's belief system is, you hired them and you can fire them. So, but again, with that being said, that's that disclaimer that we put out there. So when we first start talking about pregnancy and oils, we really have to start before we even become pregnant. And we call this Trimester Zero. So Kristen's going to tell us a little bit more about what Trimester Zero is all about.
Thank you. So Trimester Zero, we've kind of called it that because it's essentially you want to start preparing your body about 3 to 6 months before you plan on starting to conceive. Of course, that's not always the case, but you know, when we're thinking about our future and planning, so we kind of have it the 3 to 6 months before you would start trying to conceive. So the Trimester Zero is the time period before conception where you prepare your body for pregnancy. And of course, that's also going to be preparing your body for breastfeeding, for birth and breastfeeding. And then, you know, as you carry yourself into motherhood. This is very important because many underestimate the importance of this foundation for a healthy pregnancy and from there on out. So this time frame is the starting point for nurturing your body both mentally and physically leading into conception. It's ideal to start preparing your body, like I said, 3 to 6 months before you believe you will conceive. So the first step to that is ditching chemicals in your home. And what we want to do with that, so if you think of it like, you know, people say they want to get their ducks in a row before maybe they want to start planning a family. You know, a lot of people say that for different milestones. But really, it is very important to think about different areas and get them in line so that when you try to conceive, you will have, you know, minimal complications. It will be the least amount of stress because, you know, being pregnant and expecting a child is the highlight of many women's lives. It's a time of rejoicing and lots of planning, but, and more so now than ever, it's a time when a lot of conventional remedies and therapies for common occurrences might not be the best choice. Complications and side effects to our bodies and what will soon become your unborn baby's home make looking into natural products a priority. For example, how will you handle stress from here on out? Because we know that stress has a negative effect on the body. What will you do when morning sickness is an annoyance during pregnancy? How do you plan to keep your immune system strong? What about when you just can't get a good night's sleep or relax? This is also the time when most soon-to-be moms take a closer look at the range of chemicals used in their home and search for more natural options. And then there's the managing of the emotional highs and lows, the excitement of getting pregnant or stress over not getting pregnant. You know, there's the stress and anxiety of the anticipation of labor and delivery, how to be a good mom, and things like that. As a birth boot camp instructor, my goal is I teach classes to expecting parents. So we talk about everything, both, you know, medical, conventional, and holistic as far as the whole picture of pregnancy, birth, and beyond. And a lot of times what my clients really want is they just want resources. We're all busy, you know, everybody has a million things going on. So if you're wanting to make a change, it's just easier if someone points you in the direction of where to go and makes it the most convenient. So that's Robyn and mine. That's our goal in this series, is to really help women that are, you know, looking into starting a family or just looking for women's health information support in general. We're going to give you the resources and point you in the right direction so that it's super convenient for you.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, even when we talk about getting our ducks in a row, you know, this is going to play out not only through your pregnancy, but really your entire life. It's really setting the stage for making your family's health, regardless is if even, you know, for example, if pregnancy is not in your future and maybe adoption is in your future, whatever the case might be, the information that you are going to hear tonight is going to prepare you for a healthier lifestyle no matter what. So when I was talking about when my son had a lot of health issues, the one thing that we discovered was that his body was full of toxins. And when I heard that, I was like, how in the heck does my 3-year-old have toxic chemicals in his body? But I realized that, you know, looking at statistics, so I'm a nurse, I'm all about the stats and the science behind things. And when I was doing my research, I learned that the average adult today is exposed to more than 700,000 different toxic chemicals on a daily basis. And a lot of these toxic chemicals, most of these toxic chemicals get absorbed through the skin. They get within our bloodstreams, moms, and they go directly to our child. And again, even if you have been exposed, you're not being exposed currently, there is leftover gunk, if you will, toxins from things building up. So when we look at toxic, different things with eliminating toxic chemicals, we'll talk about the importance of just removing these in our environment. Because just by removing these chemicals in our daily lives, like our shampoos, our conditioners, toothpaste, our lotions, getting rid of the fragrance sprays, all of the toxic perfumes, what the research shows that just by eliminating those chemicals, within a matter of 72 hours, your blood level of chemicals can go down to less than half. So it makes a big difference what you're doing on a daily basis. And, when I tested my levels, I was off the charts with toxic chemicals. I had heavy metals, I had mercury, lead, all of these things that now I know were being passed to him. You guys, I didn't have any idea that the Bath and Body Works, my favorite, lotions and sprays, when I was putting them on during pregnancy, that they had a direct effect on my son's health. So his little body was toxic by the time he was just born. And then everything else I did just added to that, to his body and his chemicals. So it's no wonder his immune system at 3 years old just said, enough's enough. I can't handle this. We know that it's a fact that 95% of all cancers and diseases are related to the accumulation of toxic chemicals. So not only, less than 5% has to do with our genes. And even when we talk about our genes, Dr. Gupta did a study on the study of epigenetics. And what he found is that just because we have the gene does not mean that we're doomed for these types of imbalances in our life or even in our children's life. What we found is that Dr. Gupta says that the genes load the gun. So the genes load the gun, but the environment pulls the trigger. So if we have a gun just sitting on a table, is it going to harm anybody just sitting there? No, it's not. So if we have these genes, and if this gun doesn't get triggered, or our genes don't get triggered, then it's not going to express itself and we're not going to have a problem. The other cool thing about this study of epigenetics is we remove these toxic chemicals that would trigger our genes, and say our gene is triggered. Guess what? When we do the things that we're talking about tonight, and we're going to teach you, that gene expression can be turned back off, which is the study of epigenetics, and so exciting. And so I'm geeking out a little bit on the science, but just know that the choices that you make every single day with the products that you put in your home, it makes a direct impact on your life and your child's life as well. So if you've never heard of this app before, I want you to get your phone out and get this app on your phone. It's called the Think Dirty app. And it's an app that you can scan your products, or you can look up different chemicals, and it's going to give you a score of how toxic that product is. So as you start eliminating or looking at things in your home to figure out if they're toxic, this is a great resource to have. Environmental Working Group also has a Healthy Living app. You can search these as well. And again, we have a lot of choices out on the market of what products that we buy. And believe me, I searched high and low for many of them, and there's some really great things out there. But why I fell in love with Young Living is because it was a one-stop shop. They have all of my bases covered. They've done the research for us. They are a wellness company that has our health and our baby's future's health at first and foremost priority. So I can be rest easy at night, knowing that anything I choose from Young Living and their high seed to seal standards is going to be the safe option for me. Again, Young Living is an essential oil company that's been around for 25 years, but they have everything from makeup to skincare to shampoos. And this is the big thing that I started incorporating in our lives and removing a lot of those toxic chemicals. Again, the one thing that I can't stress enough is if you are reaching for an essential oil in your life, it's one less chemical you're reaching for. So we're going to go through some of, the other exciting things that we have to cover with you guys as well. But just know there's lots of resources out there to figure out if the products that you're choosing are safe for your family. And just so you know, just because it says organic and clean does not always mean that that is the case. You really have to learn to be a label reader.
Definitely. So the easiest way to begin lowering your body's level of toxins is to ditch the chemicals in your home. So first, look at your household consumable products, household cleaning products, personal care products, skincare, and makeup. They are often filled with hidden toxins that will wreak havoc on your endocrine system. According to the Environmental Working Group, women use an average of 12 products a day, which I know I use way more than 12 products if you include every single thing that I use in my makeup bag, plus all this, when I shave and everything I put on my hair, and then other things that you're bombarded with. So this was just a study or a statistic that the Environmental Working Group said that women use an average of 12 products a day, and they contain at least 168 different chemicals. So that's each day. So as women in the morning, we get up and we shower, we do our makeup, we get ready. So that's at least 168 chemicals that we're putting on just in the morning. Not to mention the statistic that Robyn said about, being exposed to 700, 800,000 chemicals throughout the day in our food, in the air, in the environment, all of those things. So in comparison, men use fewer products, but still put about 85 chemicals on their body. So we have got to make the change.
Yeah.
So when we look at preparing the body, the foundation of a healthy reproductive system, or a healthy body in general that's going to be functioning optimally, is a healthy chemical-free body. So when we are talking about trimester zero, the first 3 to 6 months before conception, it's highly recommended to do a detox before that, because you're going to start flooding your body with things that don't have toxic chemicals and healthier food, less processed stuff. So you kind of want to clear out some of that stuff that's left over the best that you can. So the key components of this foundation are, you want to detox, you want to have a quality nutrition, high quality supplements, and a daily probiotic that can help support the gut during this process. So a really simple approach is you can do, Young Living has the 5-day nutritive cleanse, and they also have the detox trio that you can do. So the 5-day nutritive cleanse, this trio facilitates gentle and effective cleansing to improve overall health and well-being. So the 3 ingredients that you can put together to make this: Ningxia Red is energizing, replenishing. It's a whole wolfberry nutrient infusion. So it's basically like a superfood, super vitamin that you can drink. And it tastes awesome. My kids ask for it every day, so you don't have to worry about drinking a supplement that tastes like dirt. Balance Complete is a superfood-based daily supplement. It's like a protein powder that you would make, you would use and incorporate in your diet. And then the Digesting Cleanse supplement soothes the gastrointestinal discomfort and supports healthy digestion. So more and more research is showing that our gut is linked. It's our second brain. So it's linked directly to our brain. And so we need to make sure that we're caring for our gut just as much as we're caring for the rest of our body. So with this being said, the 5-day nutritive cleanse is just a starting place. Sometimes more intense and targeted nutrients might be required for your particular situation. And later we will touch on advanced support in this class tonight.
Yeah. So you mentioned the Cleansing Trio, which is another great resource. It contains 3 products: ICP, Comfort Tone, and Essential Zyme. And those products, again, this is the 5-day nutritive cleanse, a great place to start. But the Cleansing Trio would be that next more advanced cleanse, where it's really targeting not only cleansing the digestive tract, but also the liver, gallbladder, all of those really important areas of our health. It keeps the heart healthy as well with the ICP. So that's another one to look into when you're looking at, okay, I'm going to remove all these toxic chemicals from my home, but maybe I need to look at a deeper cleanse. So very safely, you can choose either one of these cleanses, and you will be better than you were. Now, remember, in pregnancy, our digestive system goes through many changes, and we need it to be at the optimal to absorb our nutrients at its best and the best capacity that we can. So not only is preparing the body helping to release some of those chemicals that have been stored in your body, but also it's preparing it so that it can be at the most healthiest possible, so that you're absorbing the nutrients when you are going through your pregnancy. And again, no matter what stage of life you're at, I believe that 2 times a year, everybody should be doing a type of detox. So when we get through the detox, and once we've ditched the chemicals through our home, then we really need to start focusing on nutrition and daily support to continue that strong body. So we don't want to just do a detox and then, go back to our same old lifestyle, that would make no sense. So we want to keep that up. And the big difference with Young Living essential oils and what makes them better than any essential oil on the market is because it's of their purity. That they have set the standard for every single other essential oil company on the market, and nobody has been able to touch the quality that Young Living has, not only with their essential oils, but with their supplements as well. So the unique thing about all of the supplements that Young Living has is that they have essential oils incorporated in them. So whenever you take a supplement or a food and you add essential oils to it, it's going to increase the absorption of all of those nutrients. It's going to drive the oxygen into some of those most inflamed areas of our body that just won't absorb. So again, if you're dealing with chronic health issues and you're, trying to, get your body prepared to have a baby, then you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can, not only to, detox, but take the right types of supplements that are actually going to absorb into your body. So that is so, so important. And like I said, when my son had autoimmune, this was really important. He wasn't absorbing a lot of his nutrients just from food. So we had to do a lot of cleaning up in his body as well. So during pregnancy, we might be dealing with PCOS. We might be dealing with, or even before pregnancy, we might be dealing with a lot of these autoimmune disorders that is critical to really addressing these areas of health. So of course, my daily, and still my kids take this every single day, is Ningxia Red. It's filled with antioxidants. Remember those toxic chemicals that we were talked about? They are called free radicals. And free radicals are what cause our immune system become triggered. It also, free radicals is what causes cancer and other inflammation. So whenever we have free radicals, we need antioxidants to help decrease the oxidative stress to our body. The other thing is, once we've done that cleanse to our digestive tract, we got to keep it healthy with probiotics. I love Life 9. It's got 17 billion live organisms that is just feeding our gut. The other thing too is having vitamin C on board. Vitamin C, I love, it's not pictured here, but I love the Super C that Young Living has, because growing babies, that they need their immune system strong. That means mom's immune system needs to be strong. So if mom's immune system is compromised, guess who's compromised? Immune system's going to be compromised. So again, you can give your body a boost by just adding that extra vitamin C to your Ningxia Red, and really just help not only the immune system, but the production of collagen, the connective tissues. You guys, when we are preparing for pregnancy, it is bigger than any marathon you've ever done in your entire life. Even if you've never had a child before, it's the most rewarding, but exhausting thing that you'll ever do in your life. But it can be made so much easier if we take these simple steps to prepare ourselves. To healthy fats, we need healthy fats. So we're talking about omegas here. That is critical for brain development. You should really aim for about 900 milligrams of DHA or omegas throughout your whole foods, like flax seeds, fish, walnuts, raw nuts and seeds, all of those types of really good healthy things. And again, we want to use organic whenever possible. and using high quality supplements. So I like Omega Gies that Young Living has. It's a phenomenal source, or MindWise for our omega sources. The other thing is magnesium. Through pregnancies, you can have muscle aches and pains, and your body and even your digestive tract just needs a lot of support with magnesium. It's crucial to have magnesium on board to be able to absorb all of the other minerals into our muscles. So the easiest way to do that is, sure, you can take a supplement, but how about take care of yourself and just put a cup of Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, into a bath, one time a week or a couple times a week. Don't get the fragrance Epsom salt. Remember, we don't want toxic chemicals on our skin. Anything we put on our skin, it's absorbed into our bloodstream within 26 seconds. So when you're choosing an Epsom salt, you want to make sure that it doesn't have any fragrance. If you see the word fragrance, so let's back up right there. If you see the word fragrance on any product that you have in your home, I want you to throw it away today. It is that critical that you get rid of anything that has that word fragrance. And that you might see Epsom salts that say lavender scent. Turn it over. Chances are it's going to be lavender fragrance and not a pure essential oil. That's going to do more harm than good. So plain Epsom salt, grab your essential oils to add from Young Living to add into your Epsom salts and make your own non-toxic. Probiotics, we talked about the importance of probiotics as well. And even Young Living is the only essential oil company out there that has a dietary supplement line of essential oils. So ours are safe to take internally. But again, not all companies are created equal. So please, if we tell you to take lemon oil every single day, to help balance out that liver, just know we're talking about Young Living essential oils. The other cool thing is they have an entire Vitality line of all of our dietary supplements. So again, this dietary line is specific for adding to our food in as a dietary supplement. And remember, every single oil you use or consume supports your body at a cellular level. So all of these, you can literally replace your herbal cabinet or your herbs your spice cabinet with essential oils. You'll never have to buy another herb. And it's just awesome to be able to cook with, knowing that you're adding to your family's health.
Definitely. I know I have replaced a lot of things that I didn't buy frequently. Like there's a ginger Vitality, and we don't use, I buy ginger when I need it, but then when you don't use it, it gets all shriveled and then you have to throw it out. But now I have ginger Vitality, so I always have it on hand and I can use it, in place of ginger in a recipe. And it's just so nutrient dense. The flavor's awesome. And I know that I'm consuming like an awesome product.
And Lord knows we need ginger through pregnancy.
Well, definitely. You know what? I have had a couple of clients that I've recommended for them to even just diffuse it or put it like on a diffuser bracelet or just on their wrist, especially in the first trimester when food is not appealing and they just are trying to really, just stay ahead of the nausea. Again, you can get ginger flavored things. Sometimes that helps, but sometimes even inhaling just pure that ginger essence that's going to come from an essential oil, not a synthetic fragrance, is going to nurture your body and really help to curb that.
Yeah, for sure.
So when we think of some other care to consider, right, we have all these ducks that we're lining up to get our body ready. Chiropractic care is something that is super, super important. I am married to a chiropractor. Robyn is married to a chiropractor. Lots of people on our team, there's quite a few that have chiropractors in their family. So chiropractic care just can ensure, a healthy spine, optimally functioning nerve system. When we're looking at the, moving forward, when we go to pregnancy, so many women have discomfort in their hips and in their back. And sometimes the reason is because their spine is really out of alignment because it's incurring daily trauma and stress by sitting at a desk, standing, different things that we do. And we can make sure that our spine is in a line, that our pelvis is, in an optimal position, because if your pelvis is crooked, sideways, 2 inches higher on the left, a baby is going to have a really, really hard time getting through that exit because it's like a maze, it's not a clear path. So there's lots of benefits even before pregnancy, just helping the immune system, helping the nervous system function. Another good thing is vitamin D. So getting vitamin D levels checked. This can be done by a simple blood test. Your general practitioner can do it. You can, if you're already seeing like a midwife for your well women care, they can do it. It's just a simple blood draw. So vitamin D is a key vitamin in allowing our bodies to absorb calcium, and it's important for bone mineralization. Unfortunately, it's not uncommon for people to be deficient in vitamin D. So Robyn and I are in Illinois, right? Like it's already snowing here in November. Now we're in daylight savings time. The sun isn't out very much. The weather's cold, and we're indoors a lot, and a lot of people tend to shy away from the sun anyway, because we've been told that stay out of the sun, it's bad for you. But really, we need to get that. So the recommended daily amount is about 4,000 to 5,000 IUs. So what is ideal is you get your levels checked, and you can look up, what the optimal level for your vitamin D is. And Robyn, you might know the number, because when people get their blood drawn, they can see how deficient they are, and then how much they need to supplement in order to get to a wellness state.
Yeah, so the reference range on a blood test is 32 to 100. That's the normal range. But where the research shows that we need to be to have a healthy pregnancy is between the blood levels of 50 and 80. And you can learn more about that by going to vitamindcouncil.org. That's vitamindcouncil.org. Not only that is, I am a certified DP autism now practitioner. We've done that through the past. And there's a lot of research on mom's vitamin D levels, and during pregnancy, putting the child at increased risk for developing different, brain disorders and different imbalances in the nervous system that way. So vitamin D is really, really important when we're checking levels. So most practitioners should be doing this, but again, don't assume. You want to make sure that they're checking that level.
Yep. And I know there's a lot of research that shows that very low vitamin D levels play a huge role in postpartum depression. So often, when moms are experiencing that, most more natural-minded practitioners will check the level and make sure that it's at, a functioning level, and then kind of go from there. But it's huge throughout, for every stage of life, but especially getting your ducks in a row, and then pregnancy and postpartum and all of that. And so going along with that, like getting your hormone levels checked and adrenals, because our body is operating on hormones, our reproductive system is operating on hormones. And if those are all out of whack, it's going to be very hard to pull those back in and expect to have, a smooth conception. Some people say, oh, we're going to start trying. And then a year or two later, maybe it's not working out. Well, if you know ahead of time some hormones are out of whack, or you have to do a couple things to get your body back in balance, you don't have to battle that with also the stress of trying to conceive. You can have all of those things, those bases covered before. And we're going to give you guys some really good supplements, that are ideal for a healthy reproductive system. But it's good to have those checked before. And then, of course, exercise, because that's just part of the whole health puzzle, keeping your body active, whatever you're doing, a little bit, as much as you feel comfortable doing. Some people are extreme. Some people just want to get out and walk, but all that's going to help, oxygenate. Yeah. So, and it's going to help circulation and all of that stuff. And it's just going to really help you to also, when you're pregnant, you're not going to just feel like you just want to lay around on the couch. You're going to be used to being active. And that is a key also to a healthy pregnancy.
Yes, for sure. When we talk about testing, in our office, we use Zyto testing is the first step that we do. If we have to do any advanced levels, so say somebody comes in and we're doing some Zyto testing, but we just can't seem to turn that corner with their health, then we will do some testing that we use Genova Diagnostics. And really looking at the hormone levels at a deeper level. So that's, my husband is a chiropractor, like she was mentioning, and so we can do those types of testing. So if you want a practitioner in your area, just look up Genova Diagnostics or reach out to us. We can help to find a practitioner in your area that does some of that advanced testing. So again, when we are looking for oils for healthy reproductive system, there's a lot. And if you are a Young Living member, you might open up your resource guide and be like, whoa, I have no idea what I might need. So again, doing a lot of research can help, but I'm just going to run through some of those advanced supports that are going to play a role or can play a role for you for specific needs. So as we go through these, EndoFlex, when we talk about EndoFlex, this is really targeted to keep the healthy hormones balanced. So again, our libido, reproduction, it's the entire endocrine system that EndoFlex helps support. So our endocrine system consists of our hypothalamus, our pituitary, our thyroid, our adrenals, and it's all this endocrine system that has to communicate with each other to be able to turn on or turn off the production of estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So again, majority of people, we want to make, everybody, we want their endocrine system balanced. But you guys, these toxic chemicals, they are known to be endocrine disruptors. They are known to cause dysfunction. That is not something that's made up. It's researched and proven that they cause endocrine disruption. So as you're cleaning up your environment, make EndoFlex a part of your daily routine. The next one is Lady Sclerol. So this is an oil that's focused on our estradiol levels. So remember, if you are checking your levels and you know you've got an estradiol issue, this is an area that this is an oil that you might want to look into. It's particularly useful in women whose estrogen levels have dropped, and whether this be, after menopause. I mean, hello, let's not just talk about pregnancy here. We have to live with our hormones for the rest of our lives. So whether it happens during pregnancy that your estrogen levels have dropped, or even in menopause, or even during your cycle, again, that's the one that you really want to look more into, is the Lady Sclerol. Dragon Time. This oil helps support your body and emotions during your cycle. So I love the name of it because it fits it perfect. It's for your dragon time, right? So it's gentle enough to be used as early as the first time a girl has her period. And you know what? I've used this throughout both my girls, and I'm telling you, it makes a difference. But I use it myself as well, and it can just help balance out those emotions during that time. Another one is Scleressence and Scleressence Vitality. This blend is designated for really just nurturing the mom, nurturing mother, and helping to support all of those hormone levels crucial for reproduction. So again, if there's estrogen imbalances, you want to really look at Scleressence as a good support for that. Progestence Plus is another favorite. This is a favorite because it helps support progesterone levels. So many times it's not an estrogen level, but estrogen problem, but it can be a progesterone problem. And looking into Progestence Plus can be an amazing support for those situations to really help a healthy progesterone level in the body. So again, most women over the age of 30 can benefit from this. But again, even some of the girls that already know that they've got some progesterone problems, they can benefit. And this one is really not an essential oil. It's more of a serum. So it's a serum that you would put on your body. It has natural progesterone in there from yam. So it is really fantastic. This one, because it's formulated with essential oils, it has a different absorption rate than all of the other progesterone creams out there on the market. And the cool thing about this is you don't have to cycle through and do on and off cycles and switch locations and all of that stuff because of the way that it's formulated. So it's another really cool one to look into. Geranium, this oil is not only really good for our hormone support and our mood, but it's great for our skin support. And it's awesome for putting it right over that abdomen to help any of those stretch marks or really getting our skin prepared for that. And just really, putting that over the uterus area to calm and relax those uterine muscles during your period, or, even when we need it during pregnancy as well. So I love geranium in many different things as well. So Phenergen, we'll talk about this in a minute, but it's an advanced support supplement. And then we have the Super B complex. I'll just have, take a side note here. When you guys are choosing your prenatal vitamins, and I know a lot of moms I don't know if Kristen, if you at the time used Young Living supplements during your pregnancies.
No, well, with a little bit with my second and more so with my third, but not with my first.
Got it. So when you are looking at a prenatal vitamin, really important is to look at the folate. We hear all the time that folic acid is important, right? But really important, you don't want folic acid. You want it in folate form. You want that tetrahydrofolate form of, that's the form of folate you want. You don't want folic acid that's synthetic. Our bodies cannot absorb it. And again, if you have a problem with your body not being able to detox with a certain genetic disorder, then you want to even be more critical that you are choosing a folate and not a folic acid. So I love our Super B complex because it has the right type of methyl donors in there to really help support our detox pathways. So I know that Lena Mead, who is our platinum leader in the Vibrant Drops team, she used Super B, Ningxia Red, Omega Jais. She used all Young Living products as her prenatals all throughout all of her boys' pregnancies, or her pregnancies with her boys, and her boys do not have children, did not bear any children, but throughout her pregnancies with her boys, and she home birthed them all, and they're healthy and vibrant. And again, just looking at what you are putting in your body and making sure it's the best, highest quality to prepare you for the most important time of your life. So, oh yeah, we got to talk about some men's stuff, because you know what, ladies, it's not all about us. A lot of times our men have to support and should support their hormones as well.
For sure. So a lot of the Young Living products are unisex. So like, we're a family of 5, our kids take some stuff that we take. My husband and I take a lot of things, but there are some things that I take that he doesn't, and vice versa, because it's amazing that they're made to nurture either the female body or the male body instead of a one size fits all. So some of our favorites include Power Drive. So this supplement energizes a man's energy, vitality, and reproductive system. It may also support strength and vitality between the sheets, if you know what I mean. So for my husband, like we were introduced to the supplement because, he is with people a lot and he sometimes works long days, and it can be kind of draining. And just, he was having a little bit of like, lacking energy, like brain fog. And I felt like this really supported him. It just supported his body. Awesome. And then Mister. So Mister is an oil blend, and it supports healthy prostate function with a blend of oils that assist the prostate to function optimally. So this, I think, would be kind of like the male version of Progessence Plus. It's going to really focus on the prostate and have that optimal function. Idaho Blue Spruce, this is not an oil that's only specific to men, but this is just something that, it's a well-loved oil, and it's rumored to support healthy testosterone levels in men. That doesn't mean women can't use Idaho Blue Spruce, because it's one of a favorite among many Young Living blends, but this is a benefit men can get from it. Goldenrod, so hence the name there. Another well-loved oil. This single oil is often blended into synergies to support a man's firmness and longevity. So you can take that for what it's worth. And then we've said probiotics and on a lot of, as we go through this presentation, but it's also so important for males too, because it's amazing probiotic, support a healthy gut, healthy brain, healthy body. So always want to be working that in. Even with our children, we want to make sure that that's a foundation in their health for every stage of life.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, as Robyn said, the Super B complex. So very similar, with women, we want to take that. Same with men, like the folate and the folic acid isn't just a female thing. It's also a male thing. It's just the human body in general. We need true folate instead of synthetic folic acid. And so the Super B complex has that. It can also be great to support energy and, mood and things like that.
For sure. And, the other thing too, is the toxic chemicals that men are exposed to, they tank testosterone big time. So, you know, if your man is using colognes, what is your man using for shaving cream? What are they using for, you know, their products? What do they have hanging on their rear view mirror in their car? You know, all of these things, any chemicals in your man's life that is affecting their testosterone levels. And while it's normal for, as we get older, for our testosterone to decrease a little bit, it should not be causing these imbalances. Power Jize, I can tell you that my husband can tell a big difference with his mental focus if he does not take his Power Jize. It helps support those healthy testosterone levels. But again, it's all about getting to the underlying cause. Men have to ditch their chemicals as well.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
As we get into advanced support, you know, every woman is different, and some may need more advanced support. So these regimens might have, you know, some of these to look into. So Femigen, this supplement supports female reproduction system to help really support. Anybody can take this from the time that they are just starting their cycle all the way through to menopause, or even after menopause. But this really helps to support female reproduction and a regular or smooth periods or cycles. And it's formulated with herbs and amino acids, really designed for female reproductive system. So again, anytime between youth through menopause, this is totally safe. It combines herbs like wild yam, daminia or dami, I can never pronounce that word. It's an herb. It's amazing. Dong quai, and other amino acids, along with, again, essential oils to help support the female system. So that's a really great one. Endogize. So Endogize supports energy levels. Again, endo, whenever you see that word endo, think endocrine system. It helps with the entire endocrine system. It's got things like vitamin B6, zinc, ashwagandha, and DHEA in there, with a whole host of other things. Something to really look into. Cordyceps, you guys, we're all under a lot of stress. And we know that stress can cause a lot of health issues. We also know that stress can cause and trigger autoimmune disease. And so it's keeping our stress balance is really important. And cordyceps, when we have our stress in our lives, cortisol can rise up. And so cortisol is what the stress hormone that is really important for fight or flight responses. But it's also, if that's elevated for too long, then that allows us to gain weight around the middle section. It also causes a lot of disruption in our hormones. And this one too, this product really helps to protect not only cortisol levels, but progesterone levels as well. So many times women, if they want to lose a few pounds, they're looking into supporting their metabolism or their cortisol level with cordyceps, along with supporting that endocrine system. So these are just amazing advanced supports to really take some time to look into to see if that might be a right fit for you. So, yes, we got to talk about stress, because, you know, stress isn't going anywhere.
Definitely. So with the cordyceps, you know, we don't, that's just something to support the cortisol levels. Obviously, we still have to do things in our lives to handle stress and maybe just make it a little bit less stressful, right? So, some of the oils that I really love for stress and just supporting the body during, even if it's a good stress or, you know, any kind of stressful time. So Stress Away, like its name, this oil blend has a calming scent to just whisk stress away for a more peaceful state. Frankincense helps reduce stress and negative emotions. I encourage you to Google how amazing frankincense is for the body, because it's probably an oil that we use for, so many different uses throughout the day. It's really good just for supporting the body to be at like a calm state. But while we're talking about frankincense, definitely just look into all the benefits that frankincense does for the body. Lavender, so you can apply lavender to unwind after a long day or to create a spa-like environment in your bathroom. Like Robyn was saying, with the Epsom salt, you're going to take in the magnesium through your pores. You can put a couple of drops of lavender right on the Epsom salt, mix it up, and then put it into your bath. So you're going to be absorbing, the benefits of lavender, that calmness, and just that it's going to be very relaxing. And it can just really make even just opening the bottle and taking a couple sniffs can really just help your brain to like calm down and rewind. And then something that probably should also be on here, but I already touched on it, is exercise, because, you know, that's another good way to burn off some energy and relieve stress as well.
Yeah, for sure. And remember that chiropractic care, because chiropractic takes the stress off the nervous system, which is a huge stress reliever as well. So
yep.
Yeah, these three right here are oils that I have on my auto ship order every single month, because I never want to be without. And I promise you, you're never going to want to be without frankincense, especially throughout your entire pregnancy. And it's the holy anointing oil. So it's, you know, we're anointing that baby the first time they come out, and frankincense is going to be your number one choice for that, for sure. So many of you are already a Young Living member, and I thank you for all, you know, just taking that leap into taking your family's health and your health very seriously. But really, when we talk about Trimester Zero, and we're talking about the biggest impact that you can have on your health to prepare you for this delicate time of your life, is ditching those chemicals. You guys, you saw those statistics of how those chemicals get absorbed in our body right into the fetus, and they can affect the outcome. So it's ditching those chemicals beforehand. And if you've never, you know, ventured out into the world of essential oils, well, just know that there's over 250 essential oils that Young Living has, but you really only need this starter kit to get a good start in your home. And I promise you, with this starter kit, you get 11 oils. You will replace every single chemical that you've ever had in your life with this starter kit. It comes with the diffuser. It's $160. It comes with frankincense, pan away, stress away, lavender, peppermint, copaiba, digize, raven, lemon. Am I forgetting anything? Such citrus fresh. And it comes with that sample of our plant-based non-toxic cleaner, Thieves. And again, if you want to make the biggest impact on your family's health, change your cleaning products tomorrow. Get Thieves in your life. Change out those cleaning products. Change out your laundry soap with the Thieves laundry soap, and really start living a chemical-free life, because that's going to set you up for a successful pregnancy. So if you've not been enrolled with Young Living, you are more than welcome to come along our team. We have a team of over 1,500 members. We love to educate. This is what we are passionate about. My mission is to really, truly give people the tools they need to be their own health advocates, to really make change that they really do. I know it sounds cliche, but that they really do want to see in the world. You guys, the stats are real. It's 1 in 8 women that are getting breast cancer. There is, you know, we are number 1 in heart disease. These statistics are very scary, and we know by those stats that 95% of them are due to the environment that we live in. So we have control of this. We do have the control of our home, and we are the gatekeepers of our home. And so I empower you to make your health a priority and get a starter kit and join our mission and our team, so we can really help support you throughout this pregnancy. So again, even if pregnancy isn't in your future, and maybe adoption is in your future, whatever reason brought you to this class, I know you needed to hear this information. There's no mistake that you're listening to this tonight. I believe in my heart that this information is set before you for a reason, and it's for you to take action and make these simple changes. So again, the starter kit, if it's retails at over $370 and it's only $160, it comes with that amazing diffuser, education, and support from us along the way. And we're so excited to have one more person join our wellness team. So to get a hold of us, you can message Kristen Spangler, you can message Robyn Stoetzel, or if somebody invited you to this class, please reach out to them so they can help you get these in your life. So I thank you guys so much. Kristen, thanks you so much for joining us tonight. Our next series is going to be next week. And again, if you're watching this as a recording, we are doing 6 series. This is our first of 6 series, and it's going to be every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. through Zoom call. That's Central Standard Time. Our next topic will be on conception and the first trimester. Lots of great information to come up. Make sure you register for that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and have a great night.